What is up, everyone? My name is Roy. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this week's video. Today, I want to talk about men's underwear and specifically why I like cheap men's underwear. But first, go hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon to turn on notifications if you are feeling entertained. You guys know that there are dozens and dozens of brands of underwear out there. You've got budget brands like Hanes and Jockey and Fruit of the Loom. You have your mid-tier brands like Calvin Klein, Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger, and then you have your higher end brands like Tom Ford, Versace, Dolce & Gabbana, things like that. On top of all those brands, you've got different styles. You've got boxers, you've got briefs, you have boxer briefs, you have jocks, you have thongs, you have all this stuff, which is not really the point of this video. It just goes to show you that with all these choices out there, from brands to style to fabric to color and pattern and fit, at the end of the day, I just want to keep it simple. I want to keep it cheap, and I want to keep it, most importantly, comfortable. And that's why I like cheap underwear. Why? Well, in my decades of scrupulous and thorough testing of underwear, I really cannot tell much of a difference between the expensive stuff and the cheap stuff. In fact, if I'm being totally honest, I actually tend to have more problems with the expensive underwear brands than I do with the cheap underwear brands. So for example, let's look at these Versace boxer briefs. They look amazing for sure. These are great to be seen in, but when you wear them day to day, things start to go a little bit south. The waistband is just way too thick and uncomfortable. The fabric is soft, but it's also kind of thick, which isn't really what you want under your clothing, particularly if you're wearing tighter fit pants or jeans. Now the tags in these things, oh my God, what is this about? Now I know that you're supposed to cut these out, but why do we even have to bother cutting anything? Oh wait, yeah, because the tag is why you're gonna spend $70 or $80 or $90 on one pair of underwear. I had a pair of Burberry briefs once that I literally had to throw out because the tag would itch me all day. Even after I ripped the tag out, there's a little plastic thread that they would use to sew the tag in, and it was still there, and I couldn't handle it. They went right in the trash can. I am a big proponent of just everything being tagless, everything, because even when you cut these little plastic tags, there's a little slice of it that's gonna remain, and you're gonna feel that every day, all night. That little piece of tag is gonna be there. It's gonna drive you insane. And it's just no, 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 on every level, no. You see, in cheap underwear, you usually get it tagless. In something like Hanes, you might have a little tiny cotton tag or something in a Calvin Klein, but that's gonna go completely unnoticed. In cheap underwear, the tags are basically meaningless. It's in expensive underwear that the tags are everything. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for the tag to say that brand. In my pants, I don't need a tag. So next, let's talk about fabric, because fabric is arguably the most important component of whether you love or hate your underwear. Expensive luxury brands will use fabrics like silk or synthetics or like a modal cotton or some sort of cotton blend. Do they feel amazing? Usually, yeah, if they're thin, which actually, what I've already said before, they aren't always thin. But importantly, are they that much more amazing than some of the engineered fabrics you will get with a cheap underwear brand? No, not even close, like not at all. I can get 5 pairs of like a Hanes boxer brief with what they call X-Temp technology fabric, which it literally regulates and adapts to your body temperature to keep you cooler and drier. And I can get 5 for like 15 or 20 bucks, whereas you might pay $30, $40, $50 for a single pair of a high-end brand. Are they 10 times better? Let me think. No. And would you even really notice a difference in the fabric between brands? If you're not wearing them back to back, then probably not. So durability is another big factor in my choice of cheap underwear. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say that cheap underwear are as well built and well made and as durable as a luxury brand, because they are not. They are cheaper for a reason. The fabric, the thread, the elastic that they use, they're all usually of a lesser quality. But again, for me, If a pair of cheap underwear lasts a year or two, and a pair of expensive underwear might last 2 or 3 years, which by the way, you probably shouldn't keep your underwear even that long, but I guess that's beside the point. The luxury brand might last 3 times as long, but it costs 10 or 20 times more. Again, it's just not worth it for a piece of clothing which, if you're like me, no one even ever sees. Now, design is the last factor I'm gonna talk about here, and probably is the least important because, to be very honest, a good cheap pair of low-rise briefs by Calvin Klein, they stand up design-wise against something from any luxury brand like D Squared. A boxer brief from Hanes that I might wear to the gym to support me is probably gonna work just as well as anything from Diesel or Armani, design-wise, and it costs 1/10 of the price. The design of a brief or a boxer brief, it doesn't really change that much between brands, particularly if you're buying cheap brands like Calvin Klein or Hanes, because they've built their entire business and reputation and brand on underwear. They are not going to screw this up. They're gonna do it right. If they weren't doing it right, they wouldn't be the huge brands that they are today. Guys, obviously these are all just my opinions, and maybe you have a different opinion, so feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I just don't think expensive underwear brands deliver a better experience to make them worth the difference in price over a cheaper brand. Is the fabric slightly better? Sure. Might they last a little bit longer? Possibly. Do expensive brands support you any differently in terms of design than a cheaper brand? Not at all. So why spend 75, 80, 90 bucks on a single pair of underwear that, minus the tag, is not even worth 10 or 15? Oh wait, tag. I just answered my own question. Guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and write a comment down below. Also, please consider subscribing to my channel where I post lifestyle, fashion, and advice videos, all designed to be simple and help boost your happiness and your well-being. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys. See you next time. Cut.